and sit in a little bit. Yeah, like yeah. Something like. Are you not dance fever now? Hold on a second. Let's see. I'll pull this over here.
Wow, look at all that stuff on that camera.
Okay, my name is Robert Earl White. I was born and raised in Seattle. I was born in 1948, January the 1st. I've lived most of my life here in Seattle. Yeah.
James Martin Tolliver. I was born in 54, Spokane, Washington, and moved over to Seattle back in the early 80s.
Oh, gosh. James, how did we...
Oh, God, our friends, we were just...
at a club.
611?
611.
611,
Yeah,
which was down by the ferry terminal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a club.
Yeah.
And we seemed to say hi.
Yeah,
you know,
30% beers.
Yeah.
We call it the hoes get together.
Yeah. Yes. Now, during that time, there at the bar, it was called 611. And during that time, you had your hustlers.
Back then.
That would pop, that would pop in,
Back then in the day.
Yeah, back,
Yeah, see, so we did everything. We would check with one another faithfully. We didn't have to worry about calling one another because every day, like clockwork, for like years and years, we would just meet at Neighbors. And
meet
have
somewhere.
our beer and watch Dynasty. I think it was.
It
a
was
big
at
thing
the time
back
with
then.
Dynasty, Sonya.
Yeah. So
remember everybody was watching Dynasty? Do you remember?
It was a big thing back
then.
then.
Back then.
Yeah, and liquor hadn't quite stepped on the scene yet. A lot of bars hadn't got their liquor license. They had beer. I think. And so we would go and get the pitchers of beer and sit there and watch Dynasty. We did it faithfully. And then, of course, the guys would come along, Oh, there's all the sexual chocolate over in that corner. I'll break you out. You get this messing with me. So let's move on now. I just, But back then, I had kids and... I wasn't about to try to be, and I had a partner too, so I wasn't trying to be a community.
Well, I had the partner
person.
after a while. I had a partner after a while. I started flirting. That's it.
Percolating.
Percolating. I would flirt sometimes, and cut.
The second year I found out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be all right. I had to, you know what I'm saying, because everybody was getting sick. And remember with the cancer blotches, boys had the blotches on their skin.
Yeah, I was worried about that too, because I was diagnosed in 1998, and then when I went to the doctor at Harborview, they put me on like a I guess not a regimen, but certain pills like Steva. And there were certain pills, I can't remember all the names of them, but there were some pills that would make you feel sick.
Oh,
there were some pills that you would get these dreams, these
I remember that.
Yeah, these awful, I call them nightmares.
The whole thing was just hard. Every time you look around, it was somebody was dying, and I was just trying to really keep my posture until my best friend Lawrence got sick, and then all that was just a lot to process all at once, because it was like the end, because him and I would always go to the funerals together and stuff. And then so now it happened to him, and here I was just sitting there, just devastated. And it just took a lot for me to get myself back together and get myself back on track, because I was a little bit of a mess there. I wasn't drinking or doing drugs a lot. I was just kind of slightly depressed, just a little bit. Not much. What I mean by much is enough so that I could function every day. You know what I'm saying? And to the point that I didn't need medicine. But I pulled my head up high and I pulled myself together, and I just had to realize they're resting now. They're not in all this pain, and they're not dealing with all these doctors and all this medicine. So I had to put my head in that place, and that was ordered to make me feel good. It sounds really stupid, but I had to figure out how to get a balance, And then my kid, Lanisha, because we lived in Bremerton, I had lost about 4 friends in 1 week, and all she would do is rub my back, and she would tell me it's going to be okay, and it was just too much. And she would just do it, and I would cry literally for days. Literally for days. And then it got so bad that the doctor would come to the house because I just couldn't go out. I would just, and I hadn't been eating. That was the biggest part. I had not eaten, had been taking all the medicine. And then so finally I started taking the Marinol pills, and that got my appetite going, and I got everything back on track. And I just kind of, one day I snapped out of it. I said, I got my kids here. I got to feed her. You know, I can't keep sending her to go get some fast food. So I snapped out of it, and I pulled myself together and just kind of moved on from that. And it just, that whole process was just so painful. You know, and I thought all the pain would be going away in my life, going through what I went through as a kid. But, oh my God, I never thought I would endure so much pain with losing friends, you know what I'm saying?
My buddy, James, he was from Boston. He wouldn't tell, he would always go to the hospital. And there's James right there. Right there. That's my best friend. He's my best friend. He kept it a secret for the longest. And I would always go visit him. I didn't know what was wrong. He would never tell me what was wrong with him, you know, or anything like that. Until I really didn't know that he did still didn't know that he had AIDS, because he kept his secrets for so long. I didn't know until I went to his funeral, what he died of. He died of AIDS because his mom told me. Yeah, I used to love to listen to him talk, because he had that that Boston accent, like car and stuff like that. And I never understand why he couldn't tell me. But I guess he just couldn't. I wish he could have. Yeah. Yeah. Gosh. He just couldn't tell me. I don't know why he couldn't tell me. I had to hear it. I could have supported him in some kind of way. But I miss my James.
He'd be so drunk. And that's when I realized the drinking was possibly destroying my life a little bit, because of that's all he did, you know. And so I kind of stepped back from that too. But I'm good right now, though. Everybody around me is good. I try to handle everything. I try to stay happy and stay in a good environment and think positive about everything.
Yeah.
And thank the Lord that I'm here. You know, that I'm able to keep moving around. I can't go back to my pole dancing job. Shit, I can't even get up the pole no more. I need somebody to push me up there. Then I got to worry about getting back down. So, but anyway, I'm pretty happy. Robert's pretty happy.
I'm happy.
We're pretty happy boys.
I'm happy. Yeah, life's getting better. It's getting better and better.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good too. I think we pretty much talked.